Welcome back, gamers, to the No Extra Life video game podcast. We're your hosts, Josh and James, and this is episode 4, right smack dab in the middle of August. So, what's up, James?
Yep.
What you been playing, man?
Well, I'm playing a few things. Well, I mean, obviously, we're going to go over the one thing we've been playing
Well,
together.
yeah, we're gonna do the Halo
Um,
review, but the other besides that, like,
yeah.
what are the other two
So,
games you've been playing?
so anyway, so for me, like, I've I'm currently playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, trying to finish that up, trying to get back to it. You
Cool.
have uh, you have the one I've been wanting to play for a while, the quarantine zone. I mean, we see it on PC, and then finally,
Cool.
we got it. Yeah, it's awesome. And then
Cool.
tried out that other game called Beast of Reincarnation. Got a little bit into it, got potential,
Yeah, that's what a lot of
but
people are saying. It's just
it,
not. They didn't cook it enough,
so
like as far
the
as the
big the biggest the
controls.
biggest problem I have with it, and the reason why I
Mm-hmm.
stopped playing is the controls. The
Okay.
controls, like say for instance, like you push A twice for a double jump or something, right? So you push A twice and you get to have this, extended thing.
Right.
Anyways, so there's quite a few times I press A and then press A again, and it won't register, or it'll just like you you press and hold it for the thing, and it'll just stop, and it ruins your jump,
Yeah,
especially if you're getting some
that's not good.
platforming sections. Yeah, yeah, no, no. I'm sorry,
All
no,
right,
there's
well, me,
no.
I just finished Cultic, which I loved. I thought was great, and then also Reanimal just came out with its DLC for the first part, the one of three, and even though it was like an hour and a half long, it was messed up, really messed up. I mean, this is with Target. These are guys who made Little Nightmares 1 and 2. I mean, they know how to do messed up stuff. So I was pretty happy with it. I liked how it ended, and I can't wait to see what they do with episodes 2 and 3. So, but starting off, yeah, like I said, this is episode 4, and we're gonna start off with the questions. We're also going to give our Halo review because we both played through it together, and a couple other things here. But we're going to start. I'll start with my first question. James, for you,
All right.
I guess everybody experiences when you play a game a corrupted file, something that happens where you have memory loss, where you've lost hours on something. What was your worst case of a game you came to and like, oh my god, the whole thing's erased, or I accidentally erased it, or whatever? So I'll. That's the question. What was your worst incident of lost memory from a game or corrupted file kind of thing?
Honestly, I can't really think of one right off the top of my head, honestly. Um, yeah, no, I've honestly can't
Nothing.
say.
You never. You
I
really?
know I
Okay.
have. I know I have.
Well, I got a big one.
Obviously,
I mean, I
obviously
made a
everybody
big
has,
mistake, and boy, did I pay for it. But
but
like I said, I just wanted to see
I
if you. So
mean,
wait, there's
I
not one game, nothing you ever came back to like, dude, I saved this, and now it's like, 3 hours is gone. I have to go back and play it again, or is it nothing like that? Really? Okay,
honestly,
I
yeah,
guess. Okay.
nothing major like
Wow.
that's,
Okay.
ever
Well, I
happened to
got
me.
yeah,
So I'm
I got one for you.
all right.
So I'm
Hit me
playing my
with it.
PS1 and I buy this stupid game called Silverload, and it was remember how the PlayStation 1 used to sell them in the big rectangular cases, plastic
Yeah,
ones, you know what
hey,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, the
Those
big
were the
box ones.
first
Yeah,
the first issues, yeah, of the
yeah.
games that came out for PlayStation 1. So I didn't have enough room on my memory card. It says, do you want to format it to make space? And I'm like, yeah. And I basically erased about 2 years worth. I erased my fourth survivor file, which you have to play 4 times through on Resident Evil 2 to play Hunk and get out. All of it was wiped for this one stupid ass game that I bought. I was so pissed. So when I learned, I was like, dude, how the hell? That's what format means. Wipe the slate clean, so never format
Oh
anything.
my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you have
I'm
no
over here
idea,
on
dude.
mute. I'm
Yeah, no, you know it's funny. You come off mute
speechless.
because man, that
Oh
was
my
2 years worth
God.
of work down the drain. All those saves I had off Silent Hill, off whatever, it was just like, oh my god, how the hell could I be that stupid? But it does happen. So be glad that never happened to you. Anybody out there, if anybody says to format, never format anything. Take games off or whatever, but don't erase the whole card because I did for silver load, and it was a load of crap, not even worth that. If I would have known, but I was able to go within time. I played those games again and got my stuff back, and never. And it's still on my PS1 card to this day that I own for my PS1. So, and that we're talking like way back. We're talking like 98, 99
Wow.
or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was the worst case for me of that. Like I said. All right, well, sorry you couldn't answer that one. I did,
Yeah.
and everybody
I
knows what an
know.
idiot I was. But boy, was that devastating. Let me tell you. But it didn't stop me. I said, all right, fine, let's do it again. And oh, word of the wise: if you ever try to copy the file that has Fourth Survivor on the PS, it will not let you copy it to another card. That's how mean Capcom is. Everything else you can copy, but they will not let you copy that file. You have to earn it. So I had to do it all again. I was like, oh my god. So okay, all right, moving on to you. Next question.
All right. All right. So my one is tell us tell us either, maybe a cool arcade story that you have, or some type of, like, maybe some type of gaming competition that you've been in.
Okay. Probably the best one that I was in. I was in the Nintendo World Championships, but I didn't win. But I did win the Super Starfox Weekend competition back in '92. It was only in two state places in my state in Pennsylvania, and it was like a cartridge like they did for the Nintendo World Champs. You had to run through and go through the rings, get the highest score, shoot the most ships and everything, and you had to learn that. It was different than the game, so you had to practice at it, while you're at the store. I think it was KB or Toys R Us, I forget what it was. Anyway, so I'm there with like about, 15, 20 kids, whatever, and I know how to play Star Fox. I was totally one of the first to beat Venom, the hardest level, whatever, on the hardest route and everything. So yeah, so I managed to do it. Everything's cool, and so Nintendo sends me this on. I still have the letter on stationery, Nintendo stationery. Howard Lincoln, the president of Nintendo, was like, "You have won an official Star Fox flight jacket. Let us know your size. It'll take about probably 5 months to get to you, but congratulations on being one of the best R-wing pilots in the country." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great. Thank you. That's terrific." So yeah, I got it, and this is when I was up in Pennsylvania. Then we moved down to Florida, and that jacket just stayed, you know, in the closet, because really you don't need a flight jacket down here. It's hot as hell. Mainly, you don't really you wear something like that. So I decided I'm going to sell this thing on eBay. So I got about 500 for it, because I was at that point I didn't have a lot of money. I was like, man, if I sold this thing, I'd get some money for it. It's worth way more than that today, I'm sure. It's a collector's item, but I needed 500 was good. I sold it for 500 on eBay back in, like, was it 2008? I think it was. And then I got a couple things from the event, which was a hat with Star Fox on it, which I still have. I have three enamel pins, which are really cool. I put those up on eBay, and we had a Japanese store buy one of those enamel Star Fox pins for like $20, man. Though it's like because they didn't have the competition over in Japan.
Oh
It was
yeah,
only
yeah.
America. That Super Star Fox Weekend was over here only on America. So that's why they paid $20 for the pin. But that was a cool experience, man. I still have, I sold the jacket, but the letter still says, "Hey man, Josh, congratulations on being the best R-wing pilot in the country. Congratulations on winning your flight cruising. That's the proof I won the jacket." There's no way I was giving that up. You know what I'm saying? I still have the authenticity
Certificate.
thing. Yeah, you won it. You did. You won the cut. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. And what about you? What was your big arcade experience?
All right, cool. So mine's dealing with arcades. So, Japan, they're still around. They never had the crash, whatever. They still got arcades. So, anyways, I always go to arcades. Anyway, this is back when Tekken 6 was just in the arcade. It wasn't in the home console yet, because they come out with the in the arcade years before they ever reach home. I'll say it was. So I'm in there playing the how it's set up, just so everybody knows. Like, you're not beside the person. They're like, the cabinets are back to back, so you can't see who you're playing. Now, obviously, if you look over the side, you can. But anyways, I'm just playing, and then somebody comes up, they challenge me. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. It's gonna happen.
Quarter
You
up,
know,
yeah.
and so I go and I win. Okay, cool, right? So, and it went back to the main game, and then challenger again, like literally 20, 30 seconds later. Okay, whatever. And then this time I beat him even worse. And then I happened to look over, and he happened to look over the same time. this Japanese guy sees I'm not Japanese. He's like, oh man, this guy's a foreigner, gaijin. What's like probably felt
Right.
disrespected. Like what's going on? So yet again, boom, pop faced me one more time, and I mean I whooped him bad. I mean I'm a Tekken master or whatever. I've gotten beat plenty of
No, you
times at
had the
Tekken.
juice, man. You had the juice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, no, I'm decent. I'm pretty decent at Tekken. I'll say that. All right, we'll say I'm decent. Anyways, and then I whoop him so bad, I see him get up. He gets up and he leaves the arcade.
There you go. I mean, he walked out. And you're the better man. He's
Yeah,
like, I'm out of
yeah.
here, man. I ain't getting beat by this guy three times.
He rage quit. He rage quit the arcade.
Cool. So it was. So this was just like it was like a wasn't a competition, but still it was a
No, no, it's
competition
just
of,
like
of
this. I said,
people against
so
each
it's a
other. Like
cool arcade store. Which is
plus
that's
he's
probably
Japanese. This is his home turf, man. You were
yeah,
just living
exactly.
there.
That's what I'm saying.
You
You
know.
got beat by a foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, that must have humbled him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude,
yeah.
you gotta give it.
Uh,
When
uh,
somebody has the
uh,
better, it's not like dude you cheated. I mean, no, man. You just
yeah.
had
No, I
better
played as
skills,
Raven. Raven.
right?
And that can be hard to master, but you do master him. He's a beast.
Right.
You know. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
that's really cool.
Definitely. All right, so that was your okay. Okay, so we'll move along. We'll do our Halo review after this next question, I guess, because it's like,
All right.
is that one, two? No, we'll do after. No, your questions. So it's four questions, whatever. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
so what do you think to you was the best game ever based off a movie?
Best game
What would be
based off
yeah,
of.
based off a movie?
Mm,
There's been many games that are based off
yes.
movies, dude. What was
Yes.
the
Oh,
best one that did the
absolutely.
one that did it the best? There you go.
I would say the one that did it the best, that kept it probably the closest, is GoldenEye for the N64.
That's a good choice. Yeah, definitely. They
Yeah, I
actually
mean
got when they were
it.
making it, they actually gave them the set plans. So that bathroom and everything is exactly like it is
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie when you come down for the first day. So they actually had access to all
and
the set places from the movie, the blueprints from all the sets designs and stuff. And that's why it was like really
yeah, I
faithful to the
mean
movie.
like
If you watch
you
the movie, it's like,
played the
oh my god, yeah,
yeah, you play the game. I mean, you really feel like you're, not definitely it's a product of its time.
interesting choice. No, yeah, yeah.
But you really feel like you're playing, you're playing the movie. And I mean I went through, I beat every difficulty in it. I
Did you
unlocked
like watch
every
the movie
cheat.
to see the similarities and just how close they got it? Because if you do watch it, like even
Yeah.
the library partner, there's like, oh my god, dude,
Oh yeah.
this is right out of the
And
movie.
and,
I mean, the
and
game.
then yeah, I remember I watched the movie like right after, finishing the game, watched the movie. So, oh my God, this is like one to one, for what happened in it. And it was such a great game, especially for its time. And I mean, I know you can vouch for how many hours we probably spent
Oh my god,
on playing
from 12
multiplayer
midnight to
on that.
6
Oh
a.m.
my
on Friday
God.
nights, four-player split screen, me and my friends.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes, yeah,
Oh
that's
man,
back when,
such a good
and you could
times.
screen cheat too because you could see the other person's like. But
Yeah.
usually you had to be concentrated on your little screen. It was kind of you could
And
cheat, but I didn't. Yeah.
nobody odd job either.
And play also all the things from the proximity mines to all the
Yep.
ways you could play it. It was just. Do you know that was a last minute addition too?
Yeah. Oh
To
yeah. I know. I
GoldenEye.
watched
That
the
was like they almost barely put it in. I was like, wow, and it became like the most featured thing that everybody because everybody could play. Four people could play at the same time. You can
Yep.
play the same can't play it at the one time with one player. That's it. So yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool, good answer. Okay,
Yeah.
for me, I would say Rockstar's The Warriors because
Okay.
that
That's a good
movie
one.
is absolutely. I mean, they really not only did they give backstory before the Warriors, what gang they were in and stuff, and they wrote it and it was canon. Supposedly they were like Rockstar, like Paramount was cool with it doing how they wrote it, but they would do every single um, part of the movie, every scene, whether you're baseball furies, you're running from them, or the Turnbull ACs and stuff like that. But then they added on to it. Like they said, what would happen if gangs were running around and there's a blackout and you smash into a store and you start robbing, the stuff off the shelves and then gangs come in and then you fight them and you're fighting over the stores, Uh, all the merchandise that you're robbing and everything. It was great, man. It was like, so you're in this big blackout, and it's like some of the gangs from the movie that you never actually saw fight, but they put them. Of course they're gonna the Huns, the hi hats, all of those were never used in the movie. They were shown at the gathering, but never did you see them in action. So it's like this is a perfect world to build off of. Sterling car stereos, and I swear if they made this online where you could make your own gang and be able to invade somebody's turf and spray paint it, tag it, that would be insane, dude. It would be amazing. And Rockstar is just going to keep going on with
Yep.
GTA and Red Dead. We all know when they could do this, but hey, at least you could play the Warriors. The Warriors needs to be remastered, in my opinion. I have it for PS2. I still have my PS2 working and everything,
Oh
and
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. And like I said, the fact that they even got some of the actual actors, three of the actors from the original cast, James Remar who played Ajax and Snow and all them, man, it was just like it was cool, dude. It was really faithful, and it made you want to see the movie again. But then now there's this much more expansive universe to it, um, and it was just faithful. There were no guns. It was all bottles and knives and bats. It was much more of a brutal, you know, close quarters combat. Now there weren't a lot of guns. Not even in the Warriors were there guns. These gangs back in the '70s used, switchblades and bottles and boards and stuff like that. So yeah, it was much more, you know, gang. But yeah, I would say the Warriors would rank up there with me. So that's my that would be my answer for most faithful movie, game to movie translation, movie to game translation kind of thing. All right, man,
Cool.
you're up next.
Alrighty, cool. All right. So here you go. What music artist deserves their own game, and what would it look like?
Oh, I can answer that easy. Ozzy Osbourne, dude. He did have a game coming out at one point and it got canceled. It was about dragons or something. I remember reading about this. I was like, oh man, he was gonna write a specific song for it, but you could like ride these dragons and stuff. You were like a dragon rider, which, we're talking back in PS1 days. So, you had Panzer Dragoon and stuff like that, whatever, but not like this is Ozzy Osbourne we're talking about. So
Wow.
he
Oh
did have a
man.
game in the works, but man, I still say, Halloween Horror Nights this year at Universal. They're doing an Ozzy
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah,
Ozzy themed
no,
house.
they're
By
they're
the way,
doing.
let me know when
Yeah.
those shirts are out. I want one. My bud James, he works at Universal. He's a top head chef at Mythos. If you know what
No,
that
not
is,
the top. No,
well, he's one of them. Just give yourself
no.
credit. Your restaurant is one of the best
Yeah,
there, absolutely, in the whole
no.
park, and that's just awesome. But anyway, but no, I would like to see Ozzy. They need to make a game. Well, I mean, he was in Brutal Legend. He was awesome as the Guardian of Metal, freaking awesome. But I'm talking about even more centered. You know what I'm saying? Where you'd have to go to hell to save Ozzy or something like that. That'd be sick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
somehow his soul got lost from going up to heaven, and now he got misplaced in hell. That's an idea. If anybody's listening, man, make it happen. That'd be great. But no, for me, I really believe
yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne never got his game that he needed. He was great in Brutal Legend, fantastic, and I mean, long live the Ozman, dude. I love him. I thought he was great. He was such a huge influence on me. First influence of metal ever, and luckily he did get into Brutal Legend. Like I said, I keep saying Brutal Legend, but yes, if you have not played Brutal Legend, Ozzy just he's himself. It's amazing. He does a great job, and it's fantastic. But I still would like to see an Ozzy Osbourne game come out, and it could happen if they're gonna do like if they could do
yeah.
a
Oh,
a haunted house at Universal Studios in Halloween Horror Nights. They could do a game. Oh yeah, to honor Ozzy. I mean, Jack could make that happen, but whatever. All right, so what's your answer on that?
all right. Well, my answer is G.G. Allen. All right. So G.G.
Wow, I
Allen.
gotta say I did not expect that one. Good lord, watch out for
All
flying
right.
shit is all I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
say.
yeah. Yeah, no, no. So it would be like, and what it looked like, it would be obviously, it would be a beat him up. He'd be running around in his tidy whities, no running around, no running around naked, and like his power ups would be Jack Daniels
What was his big
and
song? What was
hair.
his hit?
I don't get her the hit, but probably the biggest song from him is probably Bite It, You Scum.
Okay,
That's
apt,
probably his
very apt.
biggest, probably his biggest,
he was
biggest.
definitely a shock artist. I know that.
Yes,
So you're
he's
saying it'd be like a
awesome.
brawler? You'd want like something like
Oh yeah, yeah, because all right, so
okay.
Gigi when he played live, he no joke, he would fight the audience. he would be getting into fights in there. So that's hence why I say, I beat him up. And he's just running around just beating up everything and anything. And then at the very end, he plays a show, and the whole thing just blows up because he said bombs at the bottom of it to blow everybody up.
Pyrotechnics, in other words.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, no, like he legit said that's what he wanted to do, like
Oh,
for
you mean
real.
wanted to blow up the
Y-
audience literally into pieces? Good
yes,
lord, what a
including
psycho!
including
Didn't
himself.
he died early? Didn't he? I mean,
Yeah,
didn't he?
he died of a heroin overdose in
Yeah.
'93. It was '93.
Wow. How old was he? Do you
Yeah.
think he's young, wasn't he? He was very
Oh
young
God,
actually.
yeah. He was 20s. He was 20, maybe
I don't know.
30s.
Do
I
you think
don't
he ever would have grown out of the shock shit throwing underwear?
know.
No, he would have just
No,
stayed the same.
he was just he he
He'd
was
be in a
off his
nursing home by
rocker.
now with diapers anyway. So it's like, no offense to
But
Gigi Allen fans. I mean, I know who he is. He's
I
not my
I I
favorite
lo-
artist, but it's all good.
I'm a big fan. I love him.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's so it's Ozzy
But
and
yeah,
Gigi
this
Allen. All
is
right, that's good.
yeah,
That,
Gigi
that's
Allen.
interesting choice. That is the last.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's a
That's almost like
pretty
some of
pretty
the
logical
mentors or something
choice.
like. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
well, he used to hang out with them too. He did on tour
yeah.
with them. I don't even want to think what that was like. But anyways,
Oh man, smelly, very smelly. I can tell you that probably. All right, so now
yeah,
we're just about to. Okay, so James and I have been for the last 2 weeks. We've been playing just like an hour a day Halo campaign evolved, and out of 5 stars, I'd give it a 2.5, right in the middle, like 2.5.
yeah,
What would you say?
yeah. I'd have to go with that too. I mean, there's quite a few
Now
things
we were
that
we were
could have
playing on
definitely could have
heroic,
improved. Oh yeah,
so we definitely asked for it. I mean, we were getting, you could get two-shotted, whatever. There were just some weird the thing that really hurt the game more than anything wasn't the graphics looked great.
oh
But
yeah,
that's not my favorite Halos 3 and Reach. Those are my two favorite Halos. But the first one, it started out really fun. Like the first 3, 4 chapters, it's great. And then we run into the respawn system, which is god awful. I mean, literally, you're two guys, one guy dies, it says, there are enemies around you. We can't respawn you. Are you kidding me? Just respawn me back to the checkpoint we started at while he's fighting. But also, even if you get that, it says your teammates in combat. So I can't respawn. That is the dumbest crap I've ever seen in my life. Just archaic, terrible. It ruins the whole flow, momentum of your run. You know what I'm saying? It really does. And then you both die, and then you both start back at the same checkpoint. But then also, what was it? Then there were the checkpoints that were automatic, right?
yes, yep,
And those, we even encountered one that was game breaking. Because here's the deal, this is how it works, guys. Even though there's a stage select open when you unlock Alpha, Bravo, checkpoint Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Yeah, if you don't go through the whole thing in one go, you do not get credit for beating the chapter on any difficulty. So we
yep.
found that out the first day. I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
found the
what
hard
the
way.
heck?
Yep, yeah,
So yeah, if you can select it for the skulls, if you need to find the skulls or the terminals, collectible stuff, it's great for that. But if you want to literally, we actually didn't know where to go. There was one waypoint, and I think it was on. God, I can't remember. Was it Two Betrayals? I forget what it was. Whatever the level
I
was.
can't
I
remember the name of
flew
it.
up, and then you respawned with me, and it said checkpoint, and we couldn't get to the bottom of the ground. Like somehow it let us go back too far up, where it checkpointed us, and it didn't spawn a banshee, so we couldn't get back down. We had to restart the whole damn chapter. Man, did that piss us off. And we're playing heroic, guys,
Yes.
so
Oh yeah.
we're yeah. So no, I mean no. Halo 3. Stick with the Master Chief Collection. MCC for everybody else who's on like Xbox or whatever.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely.
this was. I mean, again, it was again the end. There was some fun. We had some fun with it, but yes, a lot of it was a royal pain in the ass to do.
And then
And
I really think it was when you put on that third person skull, it like
yeah. Oh, then
automatically
somehow
ramped
it
their
actually
difficulty.
transformed from heroic to like no, it went to what is it?
Legendary.
Legendary.
Gary.
Because
Yeah.
we knew we were playing a heroic, but we got one-shotted by these jackal snipers. I'm like, that ain't supposed to happen. So
Yeah.
instead of having to
I
start the whole
was
thing,
like,
we had to power through the whole damn chapter on
yeah,
Legendary, which we
we
didn't
did
want to
it.
do, but we did it. And screw that. It's like the game, you just out of nowhere get blasted, and you're ragdolling, and it's yeah. So sorry to say, it wasn't as good. I mean, now the E Day, Gears E Day, man. Now
Oh yeah.
that is a great beta, seriously,
Oh,
because no longer
absolutely.
are you just confined to one area where the guys are coming in with horde and stuff like that. You're in an actual living, breathing city you can run around in, and there's always e-holes popping up. There's always different types of you run into different squads that are all about. You run together, join forces, and fight something bigger like a Brumac or a Corpse or something like that. Just amazing, fantastic. I was playing it again. It came back out today. We were
Yep.
in the early beta because yeah, if you have Game Pass, bang, you get Ultimate. You're in. So yeah, it's and man, the fact they got Metallica for whom the bell tolls.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was
they
awesome.
licensed that, and it's so cool to hear
Yes.
Cliff. And the original Metallica, everybody loves that song. Is just sick. So to use that as the actual main anthem
Yep.
for the game, freaking awesome. I got a little story. I was playing E Day. This is funny as heck. So I'm playing the beta. I go out with my squad, right? And
Yeah.
they're all like 2 or 3. I'm 10, so I've been playing. You can start right where you stopped from the last beta. So when you go into it, you can get up to level 20 and get that unlock that last suit you need to get. That's what I need to get. Anyway, so I'm running and I'm looking at the objective to go, secure. I fall into an e-hole. I didn't even know you could fall into
What?
e-holes. I'm like, oh my god! I run. They probably think I'm the most idiotic dumbass, and I fall into the e-hole. And you know what? I ended up being MVP. Saved all their asses,
Oh
destroyed
wow.
everything, and I'm like, yeah, just because I fall into a hole, guy, doesn't mean I'm done. So yeah, that was a great feeling. So to go from falling into an e-hole at the first 3 steps to being MVP for your whole squad was just freaking awesome. That was a great
That's
experience.
awesome. That's
That's going to
awesome.
lead me into our next question.
All right.
Gears is so good, it's so amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For you, what is your best? What do you think is the best Gears? You can, I mean, between 1 and 5, you can choose whatever. Like I said, I'm curious. So that's my question. What do you think is the best Gears of War? Had the
Oh
best ups and
man.
downs, highs and lows,
I
flow.
I would I would I would have to say because we went through this one too, and yeah, I would definitely say this is definitely up there. Is 3. I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's I choose 2. The reason I choose 2 is because 3 did not have hazard, like environmental hazards, like the razor hail when it came down. That was so
Oh
freaking
yeah.
cool. They're
I
both great. No, I love
I
3.
almost wanted to say 2, but I'm
You
like, you know
almost
what?
said 2. Well, I
Yeah,
would have
I
agreed with you.
did.
That's the
I
Sellers 2. 2
Yeah.
for me was they really opened it up from being just 4 guys running in the back of war to being in a full blown war. You were being attacked from all sides. It was just like, but from the razor hail to the quiet moments where you go into the facility and talk to Niles, the AI, and everything, it was good. To carry the bomb with just one hand. Each of us had to work our way in to place the bomb in front of it. It was cool, man. They had so many ups and downs to it. And then the vehicles, good God, that you could drive. I think there were more vehicles driven in 2 than 3 because you had the Centaur tank, you had the Reaver you can ride on. It was really amazing. Plus, going down into the Hollow, you really got to experience the Locust, how they live, their architecture, their whole symbols, all that lore of what the Locust, which were originally they were humans. They were just experimented on and messed with by that secret lab you run into with Niles and stuff. They were sires at first, and then they became, Mira, of course, the whole thing. It's a great story. Look it up. We're not going to tell the whole thing. But for me, yeah, 2 was phenomenal. It really did raise the bar, and it was twice as good as Gears 1. I love Gears 1 to death. But 2, just, I mean, like I said, it just, the story of Dom's wife, all of that, Ty, what happens to Ty, the torture barges, all of that came to light of, man, these locusts are way more dug in than
Yeah.
just guys trying to come to the surface. They have a hierarchy, they have a structure, they have a society. You know what I mean? So, but for you, 3, yeah, right, 3. I agree. 3 was.
Yeah.
I mean, we played both 2 and 3 this year, so
Yeah.
yes. I mean,
hmm
it
And
was.
we went through 1 together also too,
But
a
taking
while
Mira
ago.
down for once and for all with their damn Tempest beetle, I hated that
Yes.
damn thing.
Yeah.
Big ass, and they're gonna be in. They're in the Horde Siege thing. They just didn't put them in the beta. They're gonna come down and
Oh,
blast you with
all
their
right.
lasers. There was like 3 at a time, I think. As I saw it, I was like,
Okay.
Wow, see Tempest Beetles
Cool.
without mirror riding on them. That's going to be sick. So yeah, I am looking forward to that for real. So yeah, okay. That there's our Gears question. We're rolling
Yep.
along through pretty good. We hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. Just tell everybody to check this channel out. This is our fourth show, and we're going towards the Halloween stuff. We can't wait to get into the October shows and stuff. But we will talk about, if we're playing a game like how Hellraiser is, which Hellraiser looks amazing. I'm pretty sure
Yes.
like
Oh my
the mid
God.
the when we do the second one in October, the last one, we'll be talking about Hellraiser and how good it was, and how crazy sick, messed up. It looks like that way right
Yes.
now. It's just amazing.
Oh,
So
can't
yeah.
wait.
So that is going to be good. All right,
Yes.
James, you're on with the next question. Hit it.
All right, so here we go. All right, what's a game that was so good? I mean, like the first one was just so good it didn't even need a sequel. Not that they made came out with the sequel, and they screwed it up or stuff like that, but the game was just it was perfect the way it is. They didn't need one, but they still put
Wow.
one out anyway.
That's a good question. That is a very good question. Man, there were a couple. I'm like, why did they have to make a sequel to this and cheapen it? Like, it was good how it was. Man, I got to think for a second. I'm like scanning over my collection right now. I can look at it right from where I'm sitting.
You want
Just
me
like,
do you want me just to go and answer mine?
yeah, go. Yeah, you do it first.
All
While I
right,
think
we'll
about
change.
it.
But
We
like I
don't do it
said,
that
like
normally,
I
but let's
said,
do it.
if
This is
yeah,
our
like I
damn
said, if
show.
you need
We do things the
time
way we
to,
want. Fuck it. Go.
yeah. All right, so mine is The Last of Us. That game is
Oh yeah,
is
I know why of that. Yeah, they really, yes. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
not
I
that they
totally agree.
no, but I'm just saying the first one, it was perfect just the way it was. The ending, like they wrapped everything up. It was like it was there was even some DLC from it where you got to play as Ellie and stuff like that. You got to see a little side of it. Okay, that was cool. But they wrapped everything up. It did not need a sequel. I mean, like this is a game that's going to just if you've never played it, it's truly it's an amazing game. It's a
Well, I know
they,
they
I
made you play. Well, in two, they made you play as the person who kills
yes,
Joel. Why
yeah, but
would you
just the
want to play
way,
or sympathize with that fucking bitch
yeah,
who
yeah,
kills Joel? I
yeah,
don't.
that's
Whatever.
yeah,
It is
but
what
no,
it is.
but I'm just saying the first one was just absolutely perfect. I mean, like I rarely ever give a game a 10 out of 10 or whatever.
And that
No,
was your
this
10,
one
right?
that was one of the few games I would give a straight up 10 out of 10. I didn't play and I did not play the PS3 version. So
Wow.
I can't speak on the PS3 version. I played the PS4 version, which I heard was far better and everything than the PS3 version. Like even people that didn't like the PS3 version, they played the PS4 version,
Okay.
they loved it.
People are gonna get mad at me for this one. I love Dark Souls. All right. Dark Souls 1 was so good that there was no need for bonfire fast travel or anything like that. Dark Souls 2 was a complete screw up. It wasn't as interesting. It wasn't, I'm even Scholarship of the First Sin. I played through them. It's good, but it's nowhere close to the first Dark. No, nothing will ever beat the first Dark Souls. I fell in love with it. I was like, because I fell in love with the shortcuts. I fell in love with the how you could use different things like the Slumbering Dragon Ring and the Fog Ring to be completely invisible, almost ninja style, and sneak up behind somebody and get them. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
it's that you could
Mhm.
play it any way you wanted to. And two kind of really took that away. It was made by the B team. Miyazaki didn't even work on it. We know this. Then he came back to write it with Scholarship of the First Sin, where you could play all the time with the password
Yeah.
with somebody. So you played the whole game. Still, I don't think it was as amazing as one. It just
Yeah,
one really
no.
they topped themselves at one. Every single boss character, every single area, gate you can unlock early if you had the key to do it and go the back way into oh, what the hell was it called? Damn it. The one the one with all the poison swamps where the
Oh,
spider witch was. What was that place called? Come on, I can't think of
I
it. I
can't,
can't believe I can't think of it.
I can't.
It's world famous because they say it's terrible. It's like
Yes.
whatever, but you can go the back way by the water wheels and go down that way if you
Yep.
knew to get the key at the beginning as one of your items you start with. So I was like,
Yep.
that was interesting. So yeah, for
Yeah.
when Dark Souls 2 came out, major disappointment. I was like, man, They should have left it alone and or let Miyazaki work on the second one to make sure it's as good as the first one because it wasn't. It just was not. The areas weren't as memorable, and Orlando, all of that, and I still can't think of what that's called. That one area with all the bridges and the little chihuahuas that breathe fire 50 feet.
Good Lord,
Everybody's
yeah.
saying it to me right now. Oh, it's this, and I'm like, I can't. Sometimes when you do
Yeah, the
live like
comment section
this,
is
gonna
gonna get flooded.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
you
gonna get
two
slammed
idiots, it's
for it.
this. How could you not know? Blah 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 blah.
I can't believe I can't think of it. I know I can think of every creature that tries to kill you there, and how poisonous it is, and the guys with blowgun darts and all that stuff, just
Oh,
unbelievable. And I can't think of what it's called. I never had any problems with it. A lot of people said, "Oh, there's a frame rate issue." Not for me. Even when I played it on the
yeah,
original
no, I don't think I had any
360, it was
problems
not. It
with it.
was not. Quelaag was Domain was in it. I know that. And Blight Town. That's it. There it is.
Yes,
Blight Town.
yes,
Got
yeah,
it.
yep.
Sorry, guys. It took me. I had a brain fart. Blight Town. I actually like Blight Town because Blight Town, you gotta
Really?
watch your guard.
Wow.
And there was even a point where I remember I was racing to get to the bonfire and I was poisoned, and I couldn't light the bonfire because I had three guys. Right, if you have any enemies near you, you can't light a bonfire.
Yep.
So I had to take them out, and my health is going down and down and down. I'm like, if I die, I got to start way up on that bridge again and come down like 10 minutes. I'm like, no. And luckily, I killed the last guy, lit the bonfire with just like a fraction left. Bang. I'm like, see, it's those moments you didn't get in Dark Souls 2. Just not there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It was just, it
yeah,
was all right, but nowhere near the masterpiece Dark Souls 1 was. If you studied Dark Souls 1, like left and right, and you just religiously, and then you played 2, you'd be like, no, man, this is not, this is not as good. It just isn't. And so it didn't need to be made, in my opinion. Dark Souls 3 was a lot better, for sure. It's a good thing
yeah,
that guy, because
yeah,
Miyazaki was in charge of that. When
yeah.
Miyazaki does things, it's better, for sure.
Yeah.
That would definitely be mine. So,
Cool. All right.
yep. Okay, so wait, you asked that, so we're on
Yep.
what? We're on the,
Yeah. Yep. And then you go into
okay.
you.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up with this. What was the first console you ever owned? I mean, like, not no, not your dad. Like you owned. You know what I'm saying? Like was it the Atari you played off of, right? But you didn't own that, right? That was
Yeah,
your dad's,
exactly. Yeah,
right?
that was
Right.
my dad's. Yeah, yeah, that was
So
my dad's.
what was the
And
first
we
one you
didn't,
owned?
and it didn't like gift it to me or anything, So
Right.
no. All right. So the first console that that was mine would be the
Right.
NES. I
Okay.
got it for Christmas. It
Cool.
could have been a 88 or
Did you
89.
get it
It
with the
was
light
one.
gun, the zapper, and the
Yes,
and the?
yes, yes. The
Okay, so you got in
light
the
gun.
Duck Hunt Super
Yes, I
Mario
got the
pack.
Mario
Okay.
Duck Hunt, and
Smart of them to do that, actually.
I got a ton of games with it. Parents,
Yep.
they hooked me up. They hooked me up with a ton of games,
Cool.
great ones. You know, so. But yeah, no, that's the one thing Esther said. Told Santa, oh, that's the only thing I wanted for Christmas was that. That is it.
Right.
And their credit, they hooked it up. You know.
Yeah.
I think I had like maybe eight. They gave me like eight games or something for it, not even counting the Mario Duck
Wow.
Hunt that came
Okay.
with it or something like that. Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
had a friend and we would trade games and stuff. He had Kid Icarus and I had, he had Blades of Steel and Kid Icarus, and I think I had Castlevania and the other stuff. So we'd trade off. So that's how you would,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think there was no
and
Blockbuster yet selling games back, like renting games yet. They weren't doing renting games yet when that
yeah,
NES came out.
yeah. Like me and my
A
friend
couple years later, but
Steve,
yeah,
me and my friend Steve, he
yeah.
gonna probably
Shout
he's
out to
gonna hear
Burn.
this. He's gonna hear this.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Clay. Shout out to Cam. Shout out to Cypher. Everybody who's answering, commenting. Please keep commenting. We love that. Just always
Yes,
put the thing of the question and then they answer after. Just a brief thing, like worst memory loss or whatever, like worst corruption or whatever. Yeah, and then boom, answer it because so we understand what you're talking about. But always appreciate the comments. It's great that you guys are, joining in. Please spread the word on this. Like, comment, subscribe. Um, we just want to keep doing it and doing it better and better. That's the whole idea. Now, for
yeah,
me, my first console, I couldn't afford. My parents could not afford Atari 2600. It was like $250, I think. So somehow, my mom met a guy who worked at Texas Instruments, and I was able to get a Texas Instruments TI 99 4A computer for like a real cheap price, like $70 or whatever. But the thing was, Texas Instruments, some of their games were better than what was on Atari. For instance, you compare Demon Attack. Demon Attack on Atari just keeps going.
Yeah.
Activision made
Hmm.
it, and like it just keeps going waves. This one, you actually take off after you've killed the 10th wave, and she's huge demon statue in the sky with a big face right out of Night on Bald Mountain and everything. I'm like, oh, this is cool. You actually, destroyed it, blows up. I'm like, okay, that didn't happen in the Atari version. So it seemed like Texas Instruments had some really good cartridges. I mean, you shoved them in the console, and I had about 25, 30 of them. So because they were cheap, and I'll talk one more about of one of their games back when we get to the horror stuff. But yeah, that was my first console, and there were enough games for it to make it be interesting enough to play where it would stave off my thing of, oh, I gotta have an Atari, I gotta have an Atari. Whole better story about that and the game crash and everything. We'll do that another episode and everything because we're kind of, we're getting there close to we always try to hit this about the 45-minute mark.
Yeah,
We
I
got
was
two
I
minutes
was
to
I
go.
was about to figure we're getting pretty close here.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes to go. I'll just say, looking forward, the games I'm looking forward to, man, Halloween, the single player version especially, not the multiplayer, the ASIM 4 player asymmetrical multiplayer, not so much. But the actual thing that you actually get to, the origin of Michael Myers, escaping from the hospital, killing the guy, stealing the overalls, the mechanic suit, getting the mask at the store, the knives, everything that makes Michael Myers what we know. We never got to see him do it. We've heard
Yep.
all
Oh
hearsay.
yeah, yeah.
Now you get to do it in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's awesome. And he obviously killed some staff members and tucked them away so nobody found him to escape. There's no way there had to be some staff on charge that night. They never mentioned it, but hey, whatever. I want to see it for sure. That and then the Plague Tale Resonance thing coming out, which is the third game where you play the girl who is the pirate. I forget her name, but it looks really good. It's coming out on Game Pass. A lot of games coming out on Game Pass. I said, I'm going to buy this. And oh, it's on Game Pass. No way. So, not to shill for Game Pass, but man, it's worth the Gears beta, everything that we played. Even Halo, I'm glad we didn't buy that. There's no way I
Oh
was going
my
to buy
God,
Campaign
yes.
Evolved. No,
Oh
no,
yeah.
wasn't worth that. But, like I said, we're here to give you, the straight story about stuff. We played it. We did have some fun. It wasn't completely miserable. There was definitely towards the end it got miserable. We're just glad. We still got to do the prequel and everything, and
Yeah.
not looking forward to that because the woke bitch is in it. But we know a way to just grenade her
Get
off
rid
the
of her.
bridge so she never comes out
Yep.
again during the campaign. There's a glitch you can do that gets rid of her. I'm like, good. That'd be great.
Yes.
But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, this is episode 4, and we just love talking about games. We hope you guys enjoy something, learn something, listening to what we went through him in Japan and
Yeah,
Super Starfox
which
Weekend. That was some great stuff, man.
yeah,
It's great
which
to talk about
going
reliving it
going to more
forever
in
ago. But
depth
yes,
about that stuff, Japan and on
exactly.
everything, in a later episode.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it, guys. We hope you comment, and we appreciate everybody who's commented. I think I shouted out everybody who did leave a message in the comments. Yeah, I think I did. So we appreciate everybody listening and tuning in, and please spread the word. We need more subs. We always need more subs, and we need more people listening to this so we can get bigger. And because people need to hear this, man. This is
Oh,
great
absolutely.
gaming stories, and you can chime in too. That's the greatest part in the comments. Please tell us because I read your stuff. I like I said, every
Oh yeah.
week I go back and yep, okay, there's a comment. That's great. So okay, so we're gonna wrap it. This is Josh and James
Yep.
for the podcast. We always remind you, just be careful out there in the real world because unlike the video game world, you get no extra life. We're out of here. See ya. Have a good one,
See
guys.
ya.